we don't know anything. We're just honkies trying to understand something. Come along with us and maybe we'll still know nothing. We're the honest honkies.
Honkies, dude. Here, let's both talk at the same time again.
Okay, ready?
3,
2,
Ooh.
1. Welcome back
Honkies,
to the
how are
Honest
you doing
Honkies
today? I hope
podcast.
you
This is
guys
your
enjoying this
host,
podcast.
Josh, with Shane.
and Shane.
Yep.
We wanted to be as coordinated as possible
Clearly.
for this
Clearly, we know what
Our-
we're doing here.
18th episode, dude. We are legal.
We're legal.
We can get dogged down.
We're adults.
We're adults, dude.
This podcast is
Consensual.
consensual. I was looking
This
for
is
that
our
word.
first consensual podcast.
I was looking for the word.
In the state of Texas, it was actually our last podcast. It was good, but
It's 17 in Texas?
Yep.
Really?
don't know why. That's a weird one. You always look at the
How you know that?
lawmakers. You always look at the lawmakers, and you're like, you needed to squeeze one more year.
How'd you know that, bro?
I didn't know that. Somebody told me one time.
Okay. Sure.
I never knew it.
Alabama 16.
For real?
I think so. Unless they changed it.
Dang, dude. Why'd they have an island? Why didn't they just go to Alabama?
We're off to a great start.
That was a good one, dude.
We don't know. I mean, I don't know what to talk about, dude.
Hold on, let
We
me
just
get
had a podcast 3 days ago.
Can I just get a little key lime and then we'll get started?
Yeah, let me crack one open real quick.
Hold on, that tastes pretty dang good.
This is the last two I had in the fridge, so don't do that. That's annoying.
Sorry. I was parched, but now I'm ready. We're ready to. You know what this podcast is really about?
What's that?
This is about love, dude.
Because of tomorrow?
Valentine's is tomorrow. And
The love cast?
love, dude.
This the cast couch?
We got to talk about love, how it happens, what happens, what do we do? You know.
I'd rather not.
What do you think?
Let's talk about our first Valentine's together.
What? Like our first? We never did a Valentine's together. You're not being honest right now.
I'm just trying to think of the first year I knew you and what was going on in my life on Valentine's Day. I was probably how old was I?
Well, the first year you knew me, you ignored me during Valentine's.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah, Shane was the weird kid. I tried to stay away from him.
and I desperately just tried to wear different outfits so that somebody would say something to me. I was like, maybe if I wear neon yellow, somebody will look at
The
me.
brightest color. Maybe somebody will notice me.
Maybe like that one sentence in the book that your eyes are drawn to, I would be the highlighter. So,
Yeah.
but our love started out innocent.
Me and you?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I remember our first car rides together in a 1999 Infiniti QX, maybe just a Q90.
Infinity i30.
All right, well, i30 QX90, same thing.
Yep. Thing was a speed demon, dude. That thing got up. I used to tell people 0 to 60 and eventually. That's how fast it was.
And when you hit 60, it actually started shaking.
Yeah, I thought the steering wheel was going to pop off.
And you know that car was actually a divorcee. The first engine left. That engine was.
Oh yeah.
It'd been through 250,000
about
miles
that.
on one engine, and then that one up and left without the kids. And
How did you remember? I didn't even remember that.
I just
Wow.
remember that kind of thing.
I forgot about that.
I remember things that leave.
Yeah, I bought that car for $1.
Well, you basically got it for free because you found 67 cents in the.
That's true. How did you remember that?
So 34 cents later, you're
Yep.
a man with wheels.
Yep. That was a good day. First car.
And then, we started going to football practice, and our love grew from there. And then I think we just were cool with hanging out with each other because most of the kids on the football team either literally didn't have depth perception.
wait. You
or
talking about freshman year?
freshman year,
Freshman, sophomore?
were didn't have depth perception.
You were one of those kids.
No, dude, that one kid literally didn't have it. He's born without DP. He's born without depth perception.
Oh my goodness.
Remember that kid? Only defense.
I know. It's so
He
long
always
ago.
wore a Hulk shirt. Or Hulk, or maybe I capped one of the heroes.
There's no telling.
It was a sleeveless Hulk shirt. Kind of had a Jewy perm. And then something like that. But
I think I saw you every single day of the week for like an entire season.
not Saturday. Unless
We'd hang out on Saturday. What do you mean?
sometimes. Dude, and
What
then
else
we-
do you?
then
What
we
else
had
would you
the-
be doing on a
You
Saturday?
know what we also had? We had the shortest stint of working together too. I mowed like 3 lawns with you.
You did?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking
We
about
mowed
like.
that one lady's house and we had to cut down a bunch of trees and stuff. That was kind of random.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were talking about
And
like
then
odd jobs for
Maybe-
Monster Mike.
that we did that together, but like before that we did stuff with your brother Jeremy, and we did like 3 jobs. One of them was where I got bit by the dog.
That was mowing a yard, yeah.
And then
Yeah,
one
hold
of them we were cutting
You
down
want to tell the story?
one of them we were just had the clippers and we was just cutting down a lot of trees for some reason. Yeah, it's like a very faint memory, but I remember going inside and she cut each one of us like a $75 check or something. And I was like,
Whoa.
we're going to Sonic, dude. We're getting torn up.
Yeah, our options were Sonic or Dairy Queen.
DQ, bro.
Oh man, were those the good old days? Are we in them still?
Were they the good old days? I mean,
Not
I
very.
literally was not mobile. I was bicycle mobile. My world was as far as I could pedal.
You would pull up to my house sometimes in like one of those
The scooters.
scooters, but it had the 2 spaces for your feet, and
Yeah.
you'd swivel.
The swivel scooter. That thing went hard.
That was crazy. I
You
was
know-
like, who is this kid?
And I don't know what ended the business relationship. It might have been the dog bite. The first business relationship.
Well, look, I mean, in all honesty, it was your fault. Can you admit?
I will say on the podcast it was my fault, but what happened afterwards was not my fault.
What happened? Wait.
So I'll just explain what happened, okay? We go to this house and they said they want a little yard trim. And for some reason, I think I just wasn't even doing that much. And so I was like, Josh, let me weed eat the backyard real quick or mow it, whatever it is. And you said, Shane, you don't want to do that. There's some mean dogs back there. And they only
Backstory.
like me.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, because I'd been there before, and they knew who I was, and they didn't like strangers when you were a stranger.
I guess so. For some reason, they only like Josh. And I said, Josh, I gave him the hand. I said,
The
famous
quote.
I'm the dog whisperer. Because I've been watching a lot of Cesar Millan, dude. I've been,
Yep.
you know, and at that point, dude, I was doing well with dogs. And then I went in the back fence. Little dog come up to me. He seemed like a nice little chap.
Yeah, he's
seemed
pretty cool.
He seemed like a little fellow, and then I kind of looked at him and I said, "Where's
You
your buddy at?"
You don't seem so tough.
Yeah, I said, "You don't seem too bad, and where's your buddy at?" And then before you know, his buddy was behind me gnawing on my leg, dude. It took one huge bite out of my leg.
Teeth sunk into your flesh.
Yeah. And
Yep.
my leg instantly locked up because of how hard he bit the muscle in my leg. And I
Yeah.
said, there's literally no way a dog just bit me. This hurts so unbelievably bad. And by that point, I was already in the gate. I was in the fence, and I was standing at the gate. And you were on the other side of the gate. And I said, Josh, let me out. And you said, ha 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 ha. And I said, Josh, let me out. And I'm freaking out to the point where I can't possibly open a gate. Like, there's no way
It was one of those easy ones with, like, the latch that just opens up and down.
Literally the easiest gate possible. But my motor functions are completely gone. And I said, Josh, get me out of here.
You were in a state of panic.
Yeah, and you just, like...
Oh, man, I was cracking up so hard.
Jawed me, dude.
But you know what you did? You ended up jumping over the fence.
I know, and I didn't jump over the fence. I threw my first half of my body over the fence, and the second half rolled over.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, dude.
Man, which leg was it?
My right leg, I think. Because I can still, if I look really hard, I can still see the 2 circles where the big teeth.
Is that the same leg that you burnt yourself on a motorcycle?
I think maybe. I think it's just a bad leg.
That's a bad leg.
I don't think God wants me to have this leg.
That's so crazy.
But.
Yeah, that was, oh, yeah. That was a good time.
I think that was the first time I ever thought about death.
You feel a lot of love?
I don't know why, but whenever I felt really mad at you that day. I felt so mad. But the craziest thing was
because I told you not to go in there.
Well, because the laugh is what did it. I knew that it was completely my fault. But what happened is you guys finished mowing the lawn, and I laid down in Jeremy's truck in the back seat with my leg hanging out, and I think I probably used a T-shirt or something to like stop the bleeding while you guys finished. But I was like, "There's no way that my leg hurts this bad right now." I don't know. That was one of the craziest feelings.
Did it hurt worse than the burn?
Oh, yeah. It literally was like having a cramp forever. Because it, like, the way he bit my muscle, it made my muscle cramp almost. It was my calf muscle. And but then, you know what, dude? Best thing about bros is you just get right back out there the next day. And you just take on life one more day.
You forget about it.
You do.
Until 10 years later when you bring it up on a podcast.
But not even, we're just talking about what happened.
I don't know, you seem kind of upset about it still.
I just very vividly remember the laugh. And how slowly you moved.
I mean, I think I was in a state of shock as well. Because I didn't think the dog was actually going to bite you. And so I was just standing there like, there's no way he just got bit, and he's screaming for help to open the gate when it's the easiest gate to open. And so I was in a state of shock, so I guess all I knew what to do was to laugh.
Yeah, that was...
Oh.
It was definitely shocking for both parties.
Yeah, and then I guess the next day we were in an attic putting up some attic foil or something, and I just slit your hand right open.
Yeah.
It's things like this that we're blood brothers, really, is what it is.
You know what's crazy is that you don't sometimes, like, you know how everybody always talks about their childhood, like they always went through a rough childhood and they walked uphill both ways in the snow to school.
Yeah.
You really do find, like, the worst things to do as a kid. Or you get the worst jobs. Because there's no...
Well, grunt work, no adult wants to do that.
Yeah. So we're up in the attic, stapling foil to the attic for a house that a guy's going to live in for 6 months.
In the summer.
Yeah.
Texas heat.
Goodness.
No installation. Well,
but I think we did make bank. I think we both ended up going home with like $200 or something.
Yeah, and cancer.
Well,
you know how much
there is.
What is that stuff?
Yeah,
Cotton
we were
candy.
Completely full of insulation.
Insulation, but it was like the cotton kind of stuff. So it wasn't like up on the ceiling or on the rafters.
It was everywhere.
Yeah, it was just everywhere, and we had no masks.
No mask. Yeah, that's right. It was
short sleeves.
He just put the insulation in the house, and so it wasn't even spread to like. Mm-hmm. Not the walkway. It was on the walkway too. Yeah. And so you were just rolling in it.
Yeah. Somebody just hosed it, up there just to put it up there. But they didn't spread it around.
So we spread it around with our sweaty, dirty bodies.
Yeah. Shorts and a t-shirt, dude. No mask.
And then.
So we're putting up like attic foil, which is supposed to keep your house, I don't know,
Marginally cooler.
I guess.
Yeah.
We just saw it as a money opportunity, a business investment.
We did, yeah.
It was a business decision to go up there and possibly get lung cancer.
Yeah.
And yeah, you were, I guess you were holding the roll or something, and I was cutting. We didn't have scissors. I had a knife.
Yeah.
And I was cutting. And I remember cutting, and like halfway through, it got a little harder. And I was like, that's weird. And so I just,
Oh, God.
I went through all the whole way.
Oh.
And you were like, oh.
Bro, that was one
And I
of
was
the
like, bro,
worst
what?
cuts.
Yeah, it was clean.
I
Clean
mean,
cut.
Yeah, my hand was just exactly where you were cutting.
Uh-huh. And I remember moving away the foil and just looking at your hand. It was just a cut straight across the palm.
It literally
And then-
makes my whole body cringe.
And you like open up your hand and you can see the cut open up.
God.
And just insulation went directly into it.
It stopped the bleeding.
Yeah. Well, like just pack some of this in there. It'll be fine.
Stopped the bleeding instantly.
Yep.
Dude, that just makes my whole body just real.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? You took one for the team because when we went down and we showed Mike and we were like, can we get a Band-Aid? And he was like, y'all are good for the day. Here's your check.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
I don't even
I need to cut Shane more.
Dude, that was a good setup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were making good money. We definitely went to some food afterwards and just got porked out.
We probably went to like, I don't know, Jimmy John's or something, got a John.
Were you? I don't. Dude, that's insane. Like, just think back to those times. You may have just gotten a job, or were kind of starting a job. I didn't have actually, I don't know. I might have had a job.
A little under a table.
Yeah, I had a little.
If you're 14,
Yeah.
government. If you're listening to this, he was definitely 16 and able to work.
I had a little.
But if you're a
something
listener,
going.
if you're a honky, he was
14 and doing labor.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we really didn't have jobs though. Like, we were just all that time we had.
I mean,
we were just balling out of control in every form and facet.
yeah. It'd be balling because we'd get odd jobs,
Yeah.
whether it be together or just like on the side. It's like a random single thing. And then we'd meet up and we're like, I got $50. And you're like, where you want to go? And we usually just go eat.
Yeah.
Because where else do you go? And
Dude, just imagine having the $50, dude, and just, I mean, you could do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
You could have $50 and you could take it to.
In that car, it got 30 miles to the gallon, easy.
Yeah.
And it's you'd have to fill up on gas.
Golly.
$50, dude. We go. Remember when I came back from Kansas? No,
Mhm.
16.
Yep.
And I was like, I got paid. We're gonna go ball, and we went to Outback Steakhouse. Well, I think me, you, and Jeremy went to Outback Steakhouse, and we had the worst steak we've ever had.
We said do them raw.
Yeah.
And they were just
And they were mooing.
they were you know how people always say, oh, my steak's bloody, I want it back, and they just got a well-cooked steak and it's just pink and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ours were literally just like a soup of blood. It was more wet than steak,
Yeah.
and it was just like
Soup.
and they were cold,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, let's just
Yeah. I've never been back since Outback.
it's true. I don't think I
never
have
wanna
either.
go.
But we balled out. I mean, any chance we got, $50, dude. That's 5 Chipotles, 2 Texas
Chipotle,
Roadhouses.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
What else?
I
5
think
Taco Bell. It's probably 27 Taco Bells.
I think sometimes we would save the money until after football practice,
Yeah.
and we'd go eat, wherever, and we'd go into Olive Garden
Yep.
in our pads.
Yep.
And eat.
Stinky.
Oh,
Definitely
yeah.
stinky.
Definitely stinky.
Just saying, hey, put that cheese on there.
Mhm.
And they're just, we're trying to get away.
Yeah. They got the extra long grater out there, just
Can you, did you ever think, because the more I think about it, the more I think I definitely thought about money is as a per meal basis. or like a, you know,
How much food can this get me's worth of money?
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless I was, immediately trying to buy a big item, I was like, oh, these are sneakers. This pile of green I have is sneakers. But, did
Mhm.
you think about money as, oh, this is, 700 Chipotles?
I want to say yes, but I think I bought a lot of other things. Like I was a spender when I was, that age.
You were.
So it was more than food. It was like, clothes and just other sports equipment,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So football, cleats and stuff,
Oh, you know it.
And our parents they would pay for like the shoulder pads, but like cleats, I had to buy my own cleats.
Yep.
Work for your stuff. Teach your kids to work for their stuff.
Yep. Or there'll be
So-
that one kid on the team that nobody likes.
Depth perception kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're born without depth perception, you're
That's a crazy sport to play.
you're
It's 100% depth perception sport. Like
yeah,
I-
that is crazy.
Like
Their
everything
parents
is
must have hated it.
everything's moving. Like even if you play darts, it's like you can't see. You don't like you need depth perception to perceive how far away the board is, but the board never moves, so you can kind of always just get used to throwing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, bowling, that was tough. Kind of hard to see where the line is. You might, do a fault.
I
But
know.
football is literally always two objects flying in motion.
Two?
Yeah, you and the other guy.
What about the ball?
3. I mean, that's a full triangle. So, no. That kid was insane, dude. He had.
I wish I remember what his name was or what he looked like.
He probably had autism before they knew what it was. Because back then we didn't have it.
Yeah, I don't remember talking about autism much, but
We didn't have it.
I don't think it was around. Must have been in the new update.
Yep.
Later on.
We
Hmm.
got jobs and autism. Isn't that funny? This generation, that's what happened, dude. You went into the work field, and some people didn't.
Some got both.
True.
I mean, you work too much, you might get the tism.
Dude,
That's what happened to you, right?
I was just.
I remember you worked so much. I mean, the legal job,
Yeah,
Right.
at a legal age.
the legal
It was
job,
a
legal age. I remember you worked so much, you would like fall asleep on the way to practice, which was like 10 minutes away.
I fall asleep on the way home for sure, too.
Oh yeah, and I remember being so sad because I was like, man, he's like nobody to talk to now,
Yeah.
I was like,
And you're
this
like kind of driving bad and
sucks. Yeah.
hoping I wake up.
I was like brake checking the guy behind me. Nobody was
Well, that
behind
was
me.
also your fault.
Why?
Because I get in there and you playing some, you
Oh, come
playing
on.
some smooth
Come
music,
on,
brother.
Don't say that.
You're playing some. I mean, I'm not trying to say you were trying to do Valentine's Love on me, but
Come on, bro.
you were
I like
playing some
myself
soft music,
Well, that was.
some soul music.
That's just my taste, bro.
I know. I'm
my
not saying it's
taste.
your fault. I'm just saying
You just said it was my fault.
it is your fault, but it's not. It's not my fault that I fell asleep because I get in there and I'm tired. The AC's blowing right on me, and I just said, "Whew, I've been hot all day, and now here's the AC." And then, whoa, Drake's coming at me and he's serenading me,
Yeah.
serenading me, and he's got that little snake in front. If you, he's doing the Peter Piper whistle.
Yeah, you'd be out so fast.
I mean, so it was.
Dude, your mom must have loved me, dude. I must have saved her so much gas money driving you to practice and back.
At that period of time.
Because we had to go 20, 25 miles to get to practice 4
But-
times a week.
Yeah, but also my mom is funny that she likes watching practices. And by watching practices, I mean she likes watching them, but also she gets to hit up the homeschool moms.
Yeah.
Say what's
Guess
up,
that's
do
true.
a little gossip.
Little gossip. Little homeschool gossip.
Throw the town talk around,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I guess she is weird like that.
But I mean those were, and then the crazy thing is, you ever heard that line?
Which one?
You have you seen the kind of more cookie cutter neighborhoods? they've got that electrical box. Like
Mhm.
on some houses, that big green electrical box.
Oh, on a house?
No, like out in the front yard.
Yeah, it's
But
like
only
green.
some of the houses got it.
It's like green big box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that line that it's like you never know it, but one day is the last time you sat on one of those.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before. But I never sat on one, so I can't relate.
Oh dang!
I just sit on the sidewalk or like the not the couch, the cement.
But imagine how crazy it would be for you to just sit on the sidewalk now, as a grown adult. Just sit there and just maybe find one of them acorns on the ground and just sit there and spin
Man,
it.
it's so crazy to think that like kind of my generation, us, and like I guess the late millennial generation is like the last generation to have that kind of childhood with no. Well, we had phones, but it wasn't like now where it's like
Yeah, no,
it
wasn't the same.
you got the Apple Vision Pro for kids. Like,
Dude, if I saw an
Oh my
actual
goodness.
toddler walking around with those on, oh my!
oh, dude, if they, just not thought about this.
Imagine it, dude. He would go so hard if all the kids had that,
Dude,
that iPhone on their face.
You know iPad kids at restaurants, right?
Yeah.
Parents give their kids
Yeah, they're throwing
iPhones.
spaghetti on the
If they
iPad.
start putting those on kids during lunch and dinner at restaurants,
Fully out of the world.
they're gonna.
Do they have a
can't
kid
even-
setting? Can you do a kid head?
Oh, dude, I hope not.
It's also got the funniest thing. This is hack because people have said it before, but the funniest thing is that you remember you couldn't sit too close to television.
yeah. And
Parents be like, yeah, yo, take
Yeah.
a sit back.
yeah.
You're way too close to TV because you're all like, for some reason, just
Yeah.
doing this.
Your eyes are gonna melt.
Yeah, and now it's just,
Now we have chips in our brains.
what's going on with that, dude?
We're taking it too far.
Of course we are. We're taking it too far, and then we're gonna.
Dude, I remember going outside. We didn't have like a DirecTV or whatever. I remember going outside and like grabbing. We called it a monkey wrench, but it's like a universal wrench,
Oh yeah,
And I remember going outside and like
croissant wrench.
crescent wrench, yeah. And we'd go outside and like turn the antenna we have to get the channel.
Yeah.
And if there was like a game on, we'd be out there like trying to like dial it in like for 30
Yeah,
minutes.
dude.
It's like now you can just, pop it up on your Apple Vision Pro three times.
But you say that, but also 2 generations before you, they didn't even.
They had radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, radio's
What
stupid.
is okay? Hold on. So, the TV came in and messed everything up, or like electronics, like the television, or what is it called? The screen electronic, the instant entertainment electronic came in and just bodied the world. What else came before that bodied the world?
It'd be the radio.
Radio
It'd
bodied
be like
it, and then
the telephone.
telephone.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to think I think we're gonna have a weird correction with the internet. Like something weird's gonna happen where people are gonna like completely stop trusting it and like not use it weird, or people will take it over and it'll be weird. I'm trying to think of what, like, did anything like that happen with the telephone? Or I don't know what is as big as the internet. And
Well, I guess the internet. Well, you said screen, which is different than the internet.
well, now I'm thinking about the internet, I think, because I think the internet is the bigger one. But what came before the internet that people were like, that just, the whole society just lost their minds? And I wonder what kind of correction happened after that.
The printing
Maybe
press.
Jesus Christ.
The printing press, maybe.
He kind of threw a loop in it. For the Jews, at least.
Did you even hear what I said?
I'm sorry. The printing press?
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Cool.
But okay, is there any, that's something I would
Mass
like to know.
production of books, dude.
That's something I would like to know is because, like, for a short period of time, did everybody just start knowing too much and then.
No, it's the distribution of information at a fast rate. Newspapers.
Yeah, but then what happened?
What do you mean what happened? People got information faster.
Because right now we got a bunch of iPad kids, what happened in the printing press time? Something, because I'm sure people probably saw something weird happening to them, and they're like, "Oh, dude, you know, I don't like that everybody knows how to read now," or something. I can't.
I don't know what you mean. I mean, you have to think about this on your own time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, we have a bunch of, when the internet came out, like, it's easy for us to kind of look and be like, holy cow, society's about to do something weird because we've got the internet now and there's iPad kids. It's like, just imagine those people grown up. If they actually had Apple Vision Pro headsets on their head when they're like 5 years old. Imagine those kids grown up. And it's like, we can imagine just the weirdest messed up people later in life. And my point is, when the printing press came out, did people ever look and be like, whoa, I mean, these kids are going to be, I don't know. It's kind of hard to imagine that the printing press is a bad thing, but I'm trying to think if there was another invention either before that or whenever.
We just keep going backward, farther back. I'm giving you a lot of examples.
But there's got to be something like the internet that just threw the world.
Printing press. The telephone.
But then you're saying, I'm saying that had adverse reactions.
Something that had adverse reactions.
Yeah, or the same kind of things that the internet is doing, where it's weirdly, it's making people weird. You know what I'm saying? Dang. This is tough.
Yeah.
You're
losing yourself. You're losing yourself.
I'm just trying to say is there anything we could learn from the past to where there was a huge societal change?
I think you need to figure this out on your own and let us know.
You know what I'm saying? But just here, I'm going to try one more time. For our circumstance, we can't really, it's hard to imagine what the internet could do to us, And so it would be good to look for guidance in the past of how we've handled huge things, society-changing things, how we handled them, That's what history is for. History is to look back and be like, okay, what did we do right? What did we do wrong? And so I don't know what the invention was, but I wonder if there is something that we could learn from. Some big things that happen. I mean, I want to say the horse and buggy or something, because that seems kind of hype to just be able to kind of drive. But then it kind of doesn't seem that cool. Printing press is pretty legit.
The Model T.
Yeah, everybody got a car. What, dude? 2 world wars right after a car. I mean, that's not a good news. With a combustion engine, the second we got that, the whole world just started fighting. 2 times.
Hiroshima.
We got a bomb, instantly dropped it.
Did it again.
And then we're going to make sure that
just for good measure
that they know what happened.
Still haven't seen Oppenheimer.
Dang, dude. Let me think about that for a second. We really did. We didn't do one.
It's all right.
Why didn't we do one?
I think it's okay.
Why didn't we do one?
It's something for the honkies to think about. Leave us a comment. Let us know what your thoughts are.
About the bomb or about the...
No. No, about your question that we've spent 10, 15 minutes on.
Okay.
That
well, now I'm
doesn't
thinking
make
about
any
the
sense.
bomb, dude. Why did we do 2?
2's better than 1.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding.
Bro, hundreds of thousands of people died? Isn't that crazy? That's insane.
Don't say that while I'm making a drink.
That's insane.
Yes, it's insane. And
hundreds of thousands of people were instantly vaporized. And then the fallout is still happening now to where there's fish with 3 legs, bro, and they're not even supposed to have legs in general.
Yeah, that's bomb's crazy. Big bongo boom.
For
It's
dang.
I mean, it's nobody
Do you think God? Okay, I know God's in control of everything, but you know he had to have perked up a little bit.
No.
he saw 2 bombs go off and was like, "Dang!" Yeah, it's like the only time that the angels have been on overtime, just carrying people up. You know.
What if what if like what if the one the,
You-
the what if the first bomb we set off was like a part of the sacred timeline, right?
Yeah.
And then the second bomb was kind of like a what's
He's
it
like-
called, a variant event or whatever.
Yeah, he's
He's
like,
like,
"Oh."
hey, that wasn't supposed to happen.
He's like flipping through the pages like.
Or do I write this in the script?
But you know that's like the only time where the transition into heaven was kind of clean. Cause usually like your life is like fade to black, but that time it's like fade to black.
Fade to orange.
No, well it's like usual death is like fade to black, and then you're kind of bright light, you know. But then it was just like, bing!
Just all light.
Yeah, it was just like straight. You're living, and then it's just white, and then heaven.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think there's many other people can say they had a clean transition.
I mean, I guess if you believe that there is the bright light type of deal, yeah, that could work.
Well, heaven's gotta be glowing, dude. There's no way it's just like gray.
It's invisible, bro.
That would, dude.
If
That would,
something's invisible, how can it be glowing?
if heaven, if it is just like, I would be a lot less hype if heaven was just spirits bumping spirits. Like I could go for some castles and stuff.
You're gonna be disappointed.
I'm not ever gonna tell the big man I'm disappointed. But if it's just like an anamorphous,
Well, guess who's listening right now?
but if you, like, you know how you like are in science class and you like look at the petri dish and you see like all the little circles moving around and stuff.
Petri dish.
Like you see, like you're looking at the germ in the petri dish under the microscope,
Yeah.
and there's just kind of like all the germs like just pushing through like the mush and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If heaven is just like that, and it's just like spirits and stuff just kind of mushing around, then that'd be less cool than castles. I'll throw it out there. You know, I'll take my lickings when I get there.
You're walking on some thin ice here
Just
with the big man.
he can do it however he wants, but
Shane's gonna be disappointed in heaven, y'all. You heard it here first.
dang
Nothing's
it,
gonna satisfy this man.
That's not true, dude. I'll be hyped. I'll be hyped to be there.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't know. I just think
You hyped to be here?
it is insane that we dropped 2. That's pretty beast.
Again, when I'm taking a sip, dude. Why you do this to me?
I think that one thing I was thinking about history though is I was actually thinking about our podcast, and I did it when I was writing our Instagram bio. We're on Instagram, by the way.
Honest honkies.
I was thinking about our title is like the audio journal of, or a bio is the audio journal of 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, first of all, it's crazy to think that we're literally writing history.
We're recording it.
We're recording it. So there is a chance that some, you know, freak in the future is like digging this up like scarabs or like papyrus. And it's like, what are they talking about? You know?
2
And so
bombs went
I
off?
started thinking, I was like, well, then there'll be a lot more sources of things. So that would seemingly make history more reliable in the future, right? If there's just more stuff, maybe. But then I was also thinking, but there's also so many different opinions now. I wonder if history would be harder to figure out later than more later. But then also one EMP and it's just, you know,
It's GG.
it's nothing.
Yeah, we said a lot of things on this podcast that are, don't fact check us on that.
Yeah, if they
Type
go
of
down in the
thing.
history books, don't read the history books, dude.
Yeah, don't be reading those. But yeah, I mean, if more people are be talking, more people are just writing things, and we have infinite amount of information right now.
Yeah,
With the internet,
literally infinite.
infinite, and some of those things are going to be untrue. Some of those things are going to be true. I don't really know where I'm going with this because you don't really know what you're doing.
We never know what we're doing.
Right.
But also, like,
He's
Do you
trying
think
he's
there
trying to
was-
form it in his brain, I can tell. Why can't we just talk about the Super Bowl?
okay, but it is crazy that for a large period of time, you could hand a dude a pen and a paper, and he might not know what to do with it. Like, he was a guy, like, there was only a couple guys that could write. And now everybody can write. In the modern world, I guess, at least.
What is your point?
I just wonder if history is more reliable or less reliable.
History is being reliable?
Yeah, I mean, imagine how much stuff they could have made up, dude. If only one guy could write.
Well, people had a lot more integrity back then than they do now.
Did they?
Yes.
The one guy writing said they did. I'm not talking about
We're going to have to end this podcast right here.
No, dude, I'm not talking about the Bible or anything, but I'm talking about, like, if you want to boost the stats on a war, that's what the victor gets to do, dude. He still has the pen. He gets to boost some stats. He gets to say,
Are you saying you're a conspiracy theorist?
"No, I'm just saying I wonder which one is more reliable."
Which one of what?
The literal infinite amount of information we have now, or
One guy?
the one guy of the past.
I think you're completely off. What one guy's writing everything?
There
one
wasn't
guy-
many of them. Is my point. There wasn't many versus now everybody. But the two challenges are there wasn't many back then, but now there's so many that there's a confusion, which is a weird thought. Maybe like the historians now, their job is to kind of find the pieces and put them together. And the historians of the future will still be finding the pieces and putting them together, but instead of looking through dirt, they'll just be looking through piles of words and trying to find the right ones and trying to find them, the accurate ones behind all the propaganda. Like if they're in the time looking through, like it's just so weird to imagine if they were looking at like the time of Hitler and they're just reading all that stuff. It's like they would have had to look through so much junk to find the truth. It's a weird thought. And now they're going to be looking at the Super Bowl and they're going to go, why did everybody hate Taylor Swift so much? And they're going to have to put that together in the history books. So what's your reason for hating Taylor Swift? What do you want recorded? And this is a historic podcast.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Super Bowl. Did you watch it?
Yeah. Start to finish.
Yeah, you watched the whole thing?
Commercials, everything.
Actually?
Yeah, I don't usually do that,
I was
but
going to say, you don't watch sports ever.
I usually watch the Super Bowl every year, but the only time I didn't was last year. I don't even have the faintest idea of what the Super Bowl was last year.
Eagles, Chiefs.
But this was the weirdest Super Bowl for me yet because I really, I wanted to pick a side, but I just didn't care.
That was me.
Like
I
even
mean-
during the game, I was like, "Oh wow, good play." And
Go
then,
team. You're
And then
that
the
guy.
other team would come out. I was like, "Dang, that was a good play."
Yeah.
And then I just was like, I don't care at all.
That was me. I mean, I really didn't care for either team. I was just cheering for Brock Purdy. I mean, we talked about this, but
I was cheering for him because he's such a cute little guy, dude. He has such a cute little face, dude. He looked like he was literally 12, or just
yeah,
like a teenager.
he's got a likable face, I guess you could say. But yeah, that the game was good after the second quarter. After about halfway through the second quarter, it's good.
I don't mind. Yeah,
The first quarter was kind of a drag.
it was a defense. You know, they were battling,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't mind sometimes.
Got pretty good. You know. Okay. Do you think it was rigged? Do you think it was scripted, as they say?
No.
Okay.
Because I am a firm believer that there's no way that you can convince the most competitive people on the earth to lose a game. Convince all of them.
Well, look, can I try to convince you that it is? I'm not saying I am a believer.
All right,
but
I'll
I'm gonna
listen.
try to-
I'll listen to the best
gonna try to
argument that
convince
it's scripted.
Okay. So the whole first half, 49ers were running the ball,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I saw it.
Christian McCaffrey was getting yards,
Mm-hmm.
5 yards a carry, basically, running down the field easy. And they were up, right? Going into the second half, they were up. 49ers were up.
Yep.
Running the ball. The entire second half. The first 3 possessions, I think, the 49ers didn't run the ball. Why? It was working so well for them in the first half. Chris McCaffrey caught a couple passes, didn't get handed the ball at all behind the line. No runs. So I'm like, this is kind of weird. Is Shanahan, pulling a Shanny and just going to tank? And then the Chiefs started coming back. I was like, this Super Bowl's getting interesting. And then it went into overtime. And I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Hold on. Before that, the 49ers scored to tie.
Yeah.
I think it was 20-20 or 13-13.
Mm-hmm.
And then the field goal got blocked. So it would stay tied, or they would have been up by 1 point.
Yeah.
It must have been 20-20.
Mhm.
That's what got them in overtime. If they didn't block the field goal, 49ers would have won, obviously. So
Theoretically.
the Chiefs didn't score.
But the Chiefs also had a fourth. There was also a time when it was like the Chiefs had the decision between kicking a field goal or being like 4th and 1, and they were like right next to the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So almost surely they could have just got a first down and went for the full touchdown, but they took a field goal because they only had to get a field goal to be tied. So if the 49ers were up, then the Chiefs couldn't have just got a field goal, and they would have had to at least try for a touchdown, and they could have won. So like football is so complicated. The thing that I would say, it's like, you know how hard it would be to script? Like, what about the punt, where it literally bounces off a guy running full speed? It bounces off his ankle. Did you see that? There's
Was
a
this late in the
punt.
game?
There's a punt where the Chiefs punt to the 49ers, and the 49er punt receiver is going to catch the ball, but his teammate is running at him to block the guy that's also on the opponent team that's running at him. And as he's running, the ball bounces off the teammate's ankle and then is in play, and then the Chiefs recover it. It's like,
Okay.
you know how many stars have to align for it?
Well,
And so it's like if they don't miss that punt
I'm not-
recovery,
I'm not saying it's scripted like that to a T. I'm saying it's like, and I'm not saying I believe this. I'm just saying that it's possible that they could be, the higher ups, the network is like, do this. Not like, okay, it's gonna bounce off this guy's leg, it's gonna hit this guy, and they're gonna cover it. It's the more like, okay, maybe throw a pass to this guy here,
Yeah.
and then hand it off here, hand it off the next couple plays, something like that. But I'm still trying to convince you. So it was not running the ball in the second half hardly as
Mhm.
much as they did in the first, the 49ers, and it was also the missed field goal or the missed PAT,
Yeah.
which would have won them the game. So
Theoretically.
now they go. So now they go to overtime. 49ers get the ball first. They were driving pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Got stopped. Had to kick a field goal. Horrible play call on third down. Horrible play call.
Yeah. There was a couple of questions.
Brock Purdy, not elite ball placement.
Mm-hmm.
Had to kick a field goal.
Yeah, he
Chiefs-
threw a couple of ducks,
Yeah.
if I remember.
Chiefs come out. They were driving down the field, right? They
Yeah.
didn't score. I mean, obviously it got a TD, but they didn't score in like 3 plays. It took them a while.
But they did. They were like 20-yard gains. It was crazy.
I don't know what
They
that
bop, bop, bop.
I don't know what that defense was. Anyway, they were going, and about like the 6th play in the drive, I was like, they haven't passed it to Travis Kelce one time, their best player. And I'm like, maybe they're waiting for them to get down the end zone, in the red zone, and throw it to him for the TD pass to win the game
Mm-hmm.
and get that picture perfect moment. You know,
Yeah.
that's what that gets the ratings, that gets the viewers. And then they were on like the 15-yard line or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they finally throw it to Travis. And he he got so close to the end zone, dude. And I was like, I think he was supposed to score on that play.
Yeah.
But
Well, did you see there was also, I think maybe right after that or something, I'm not sure when, Travis Kelce runs an out route and is heavily guarded by a defender. And Patrick tries to sling it in there and just force like a really hard catch. And if you look slightly to the right, behind Travis Kelce, it's some, I don't know, slot receiver, no-name guy, basically, compared to Travis and Patrick, and is literally doing hands in the air, I'm open, standing on the end zone. And Patrick says, "Whoom," and fires it at the big name star, and they got mad at each other in like the
huddle.
on the bench. The dude went up to Patrick, and the Tony Romo showed him fighting, and Tony Romo like played the clip again and was like, I mean, this guy's butt booty open,
Yeah.
like crazy. So I think what's more likely is that the reason why the Chiefs won is because there's a thing where the longer you play in the Super Bowl, you're more calm when you do get to the Super Bowl. Like Brock Purdy, clearly, he came in there young gunning. He came in there ferocious, taking chances, and that's when he was doing good. But when it came down to it, he threw some ducks and just ultimately didn't make the big plays. I think what makes the veteran quarterback, which this is my theory, I think the veteran quarterback almost always wins the Super Bowl. Like, very rarely does the rookie. I think the veteran just knows to just be chill and play it out till the end.
Sure.
And then the other thing is throw it to your boys. Like, when it comes down to it, when it is in the pinch, Brady didn't sling it to, some random dude. He threw it to Julian Edelman 14 times.
Well, sure. Best player.
But that's the thing. Is like these young dudes, they're like, oh, I need to play across the field. And Patrick Mahomes is like, even though his boy is wide open right there, he's like, I know that Kelsey's the beast and he's going to get open, so I'm just going to try to pump it to him. I don't think they're trying to make a superstar moment. I think that the veterans just know, throw to the best guy. It's like, why wouldn't you, unless he's double coverage? But
I mean, I see your point, yeah.
it's like how, but also, I think my point would be is I think that these guys are so psychotic and about being competitive is the only way that they get there. I think you actually have to have like a mental thing to be that competitive, to give up friends, family, relationships. Like, I'm sure a lot of NFL players do not have, I'm sure some do have good relationships with their family, but I'm sure most of them don't. Like, that's the only thing they get so focused on football and stuff that how could you convince somebody that's that competitive and works that hard and only cares about the Super Bowl to throw games? Like, the only way that you can convince me is maybe they're paying coaches. It would be a lot easier to silence, like, one guy and pay him off, maybe. They're paying Shanahan to call some terrible plays. But then I would also have to be like, well, the players aren't going to, like, the quarterback will call an audible. Or maybe should.
Mm-hmm. Well, I clearly didn't convince you. That's fine.
Do you think that you could, if you're that competitive, you could be paid off?
I don't know.
Because I think those guys might care more about winning than money. But I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do.
I don't know. I just know it's fun to think about.
Do you think?
But about that streaker.
Dude, I didn't get to see. Was it? It wasn't on film though.
No, they didn't show it obviously. But what
was the intel say?
Well, I was watching the game with some friends, and the streaker moment happened, and one of my buddies was like, "Oh, this is going to be on Twitter in like 2 seconds." And so he goes on Twitter and he finds the video, and he wasn't completely naked or anything, but he just had his shirt off and running around.
Oh,
but
that's lame.
You know, people like, okay, obviously betting's a huge thing at the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl is held in Las Vegas, so it's like it's betting central.
Oh yeah,
and
that
so
had to be insane.
People were betting on everything under the sun about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know a thing that people bet on during the Super Bowl is the color of the Gatorade at the end of the game.
Ooh, okay, that's interesting.
Splashing on the coach, and Gatorade even got in on the action about the meme and posted something about it being purple. It was purple this year.
That's crazy.
And people have been known to like sneak up onto the sidelines and change the color of the Gatorade in order to get their bets. Anyway, but people also bet on if there's going to be streakers at the game. And that's like...
Dude, I'd put $1 million and do it.
Yeah. Well, let me get to that. So nobody does streaking anymore, right? Like too scared or whatever.
Well, and also you're not getting any camera time, dude. Cameras are too quick nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks.
Yeah.
You got to try really hard.
There's a bajillion angles, yeah. So I saw this TikTok today of apparently it was the guy who did the streaking. And he was like, just got out of jail for the night. He's like,
beast. I'm
going to tell you all the backstory about why I did it. And he was like, I put 10 grand on a bet that there was going to be a streaker at the game. I bought a ticket for 10 grand. He's like, and I went on the field and I streaked, and now I'm up 10 grand because it was a double. He was like, he just bet on himself to go streak. So he put down 10,000 and bought a ticket for 10,000 and streaked, and then he gained, I guess, 20 or something like that.
That's beautiful, dude. That's America.
Yeah.
You can't do that anywhere else, dude.
Oh, dude, it's so illegal. But like, I don't think he even got paid because like that's
It sucks that he only had 10,000.
That's what people are saying in the comments. It was like, if you knew that the chances of you winning this bet were 100%, you'd put down like your whole life savings, right?
Yeah, but he might not have had it. And also,
that's true.
The thing is, you have to be stupid enough to think that money is worth the criminal charge. Because I feel like if you streak, it's probably a felony.
Permanent record?
You probably
maybe not. Because
it's national television, so I think it's a big deal.
But you're not completely naked, so it's not like public indecency. Which then again, they don't even care anymore if you're publicly nude. So it's like
maybe, but I think the kind of people that do it and would make money off the betting are the people that are not
don't care about their.
They just don't have enough money to. Like you could make bank. Like if you're Elon. and you could double the fortune. I think he just cares about the criminal charge, but I'm like the after party in Vegas. That just had to be the wildest Super Bowl ever.
You think?
I feel like there were so many celebrities there, and it was just like
Vegas is up there. I saw a video of like an after party, or maybe it was the next day, at some party at like outside, like a rave or whatever. There's like a DJ, and he was showing obviously Travis and Taylor like dancing or whatever, but everybody in the comments was like, and then it panned to Jason Kelsey, and he was over like at the DJ booth with like a Libre mask on, you know, and he was like dancing and all that.
Let's go.
But it like the vibe kind of looked a little dead, and everybody in the comments were kind of roasting him about that. So I mean, maybe it might not have been that lit.
That's funny.
But did you like the halftime show at all?
I thought it was lit.
That was good.
I thought it was lit. My wife made a good point. I just thought it was lit because I like Usher. But she was like, it was like a relatively like decent show. Like there wasn't, you know, nobody was just throwing that booty around.
Yeah, it was a lot better than last year.
But dude, I thought like first of all, bro was sweating so hard because he was actually
I feel like his third song.
He was dancing hard. It's hard to rollerblade. Like he was moonwalking, rollerblading.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking hard to do.
The rollerblading was cool. Like
And
like it's old school.
It was clearly not. He was singing, like he definitely was singing because he was not singing perfectly, but he was singing hard and mostly good. And so I was like, you got to respect him for not getting up there and just auto-tune crazy.
There was definitely auto-tune.
I mean, he's auto-tuned, but it's like it wasn't like it was a recorded track. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's all I hear nowadays. So I was like, I respect that. And I feel like dude went up there, didn't do anything crazy. He just put on a nice little show.
Until he took off his shirt.
You know.
A little uncalled for. I could have gone with that.
It was the heat of the moment, dude. He just
he was definitely heating.
he just said, you know what? Let me throw this body.
He brought out
off.
some the features. Alicia Keys.
That was nice.
Everybody was saying that bald guy was CeeLo Green, but I don't think that was CeeLo Green. And then Lil Jon.
Dude, that was a fake hair.
Oh, you're talking about Ludacris?
With the afro?
Yeah, Ludacris.
That had to be fake. That was crazy.
Maybe.
It was like his head was like beautifully perfect, and then it was just like instantly.
Insta hair.
It was crazy looking.
Yeah. Yeah, when Lil Jon came out, I started dancing a little bit. But did you see that clip of whenever he was singing "Turn Down for What"? And like they showed the crowd shot there, and everybody jumping, and that dude like flying in the air. Dude, that guy got like 7 feet in the air, and then he went back down.
That's awesome.
And everybody's like, "You gotta check on that guy."
Bro, you know what made me the most mad?
What?
They only made one promo vid for Usher. And this is a very
You mean before the game?
nitpicky thing. But you know the screen, it would say Apple Music, and there would be Usher, like his face, and he would like smile and turn back, and then like it would fade. They showed the same clip like 8 times to like get ready for the Super Bowl halftime show. I'm like, bro, y'all could have put 8 clips together instead of just the same. And then walk away. I was like,
the little lip bite thirst trap.
Yeah, the lip bite. I was like, I don't know. I don't know why that tilted me so hard, but.
Well, I think the production was a lot better than last year's. The Rihanna did last year, right? And all she did was just stand there and 100 feet in the air just sing.
I just am.
Like
I think the Super Bowl, even though there's some Pfizer commercials and we can talk about it, but I think that society might be slightly coming to grips. Like everybody might be chilling out. It was kind of just like a normal day. It was kind of just a normal football. There wasn't.
I agree.
And I was like, dude, that made me so happy.
Yeah, same. They
I was like, there's not
I agree
like
with what you're saying.
I don't know.
They did play, or I guess perform, the Black National Anthem, but it was not televised. So it was before everything was
televised. That's more racist than okay, that's
it's not though.
That's crazy that they didn't televise it. That's weird that they.
But they did televise Post Malone America the Beautiful.
Yeah.
Dude.
America.
Brought a tear to my eye, man.
That was freaking.
It was so good.
That was beautiful.
It was so good.
He started singing that, and I was just like,
Oh. Did you?
I can't believe he was an opener. It's crazy that Post Malone is not is like the opener.
Oh, he'll be doing a Super Bowl sometime soon.
I hope so.
For sure.
I'll buy tickets.
Okay. Okay. Maybe if it's held in Dallas, I'll probably do it. Anyway, did you know that I think they started this last year or the year before, Nickelodeon started to broadcast the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they had the animated game.
Oh yeah. That too. But that was Pixar. Anyway, so this year they were broadcasting it,
Mm-hmm.
and before the game,
SpongeBob was the streaker.
well, yeah. I wonder what they did for that moment. That would have been funny.
Nickelodeon slimed him.
It's like the slime blur.
Oh, he's naked.
No. So before the game started, I really hope you get this reference. They did the intro. The intro for the game was "The Winner Takes All" from the SpongeBob episode. Van Geeks.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, dude.
That sounds beast though.
Oh, it's such a classic episode, dude. So it's like the first or second season of SpongeBob, and it's peak SpongeBob those seasons,
Yeah.
and so in this episode they're all learning to play instruments in order to
Like the same one where Patrick's like,
Yep, that's the same episode. Yeah. So
That's hilarious.
and so Squidward's trying to teach him to play in order to impress Squilliam Fancy Son, his arch enemy.
Yeah.
And so they're playing, and at the end of the episode, it reveals that they're playing in a football stadium, and it's like real life footage of a football stadium, but it's animated in like a bubble, and so they're in the middle and they're playing "The Winner Takes All," and it's like, and they sing it like it's performed just like it's sung, like the actual artist.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And anyway, they did that at the beginning of the game, and it was so nostalgic for me. And people loved it, so I think they need to do that for every Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I'm down with it.
It was a good one. And I saw some hilarious clips of the original voice actor for SpongeBob and Patrick were would you say hosting or commentating? They were commentating.
The original SpongeBob died.
They were commentating the whole game, the entire game. They were commentating, but
That's
they
sick.
were in like
Sweating bullets like Usher.
well, no, they were in
the
the motion capture suits, right? And so they were motion capturing for SpongeBob and Patrick.
Oh,
and they were
weren't
doing
in the suit. They were okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
They were doing the voices the entire game, which
That's
is
wild.
crazy. And I saw some hilarious clips from that. But it kind of makes me wish I watched the Nickelodeon version of it.
Hey, I
'Cause
might watch that
that's
next
pretty
year.
funny. Yeah. But
What do you think though? Let's get serious, thing.
how serious though? Because we're already past an hour here.
Let's get a little serious, dude. Why do you think that the Pfizer is still a thing?
Talking about the commercial.
The commercial.
Yeah, dude. It's kind of a disgrace that they used Bohemian Rhapsody as a song
I
for
know,
that
right?
commercial.
Like that guy's dead. Leave him alone.
No, it's just a good song, but a stupid company. But well, yeah, when that commercial came on, everybody was like, well, they saw Pfizer on like a book or something, and they're like, the vaccine, and then it said cancer or something, like to cure cancer,
Yeah.
and everybody was like, oh, okay. And at the end, it said the shot or something, and everybody's like, oh,
Well,
roller coaster of emotions.
dude, you know what's crazy though is you do like. If you're paying attention, you can really see the weird like messages that people send through advertisements. And so the Pfizer commercial was like Albert Einstein, freaking what's the dude, Oppenheimer, smart people. It showed a bunch of smart people. It showed a history teacher, random history teacher.
Okay.
It showed like 50 smart people, and then it was like trust science. And you're like, wait, so if you don't get the vaccine, dude, you're definitely not one of these smart people.
Yeah.
You're like,
You're dumb.
it's like,
So
oh,
it's
that's so
dumb.
annoying. But The reason why I bring it up is because I was listening to the podcast today, and
Which one?
this guy, Joe Rogan,
Mm-hmm.
and he had Brett Weinstein on, and he brought up a scary thing to think about, and he was like, COVID was bad, but the real tragedy is that by doing the emergency mandate, what's it called?
The vaccine
Emergency bypass of the FDA stuff.
mandate? Oh, like the approval.
Emergency approval. So since they immediately approved the vaccine, they got to bypass a lot of like the safety stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is they didn't just bypass a vaccine because it's also not a vaccine. They bypassed the form of injection in it, and it's a gene therapy. That's what mRNA is. mRNA is not, in the truest sense, a vaccine. So what they did is they brought in a whole new type of vaccine into like the economy essentially, and they got immediate approval for it. And so now if they want to put out another mRNA vaccine, they can be like, it worked back then, it's good now. I mean, we basically passed all the approvals. And it's like, this isn't even theoretical stuff, it's like literally how it is. And he was explaining how easy it is to make another mRNA vaccine for anything that comes up. And so maybe even the bigger plot is that you didn't just open up, have whatever opinion you want to about COVID, dude. But the real tragedy is that they did an emergency approval for a new type of medicine. And now that medicine can just be, recreated in different types of gene therapies, which are not hard to do. It's like basically just coding a different vaccine, and you just pump it out. And I heard that, dude, and I was like, whoa. Oh, dude.
What?
This made my brain hurt. I was like, that sucks. Because nobody's thinking about that. There's just so many narratives. But it's like they came out with a whole new type of medicine, and the reason why it's so big, such a big deal, is because that medicine is not a safe method of medicine. The gene therapy, it's like you're toying with people's genes and the way that we're literally the fiber of our being and how we're held together, and then you're not even running like normal vaccine safety trials on it. You're just getting immediate approval. And I heard that, and it's going to be like Pfizer saying cure cancer. It's like, why do you think they're saying that randomly? Like, there's gonna be a bunch of these new mRNA vaccines that I'm saying vaccines in quotations because it's not even a vaccine; it's a gene therapy. It's basically training your body how to fight a disease, And he was just talking about all the statistics on how dangerous this is. Like, if it would have gone through a regular approval, there's no way it would have passed.
Mm-hmm. It also would have taken a lot longer.
Yeah, I mean, it would have taken longer, and there's no way it would have passed. But since one has passed, every future vaccine that comes out can just be like, that one worked. And it was the same type of vaccine, so we don't have to reprove it.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, no way.
This is why I don't get vaccines. Or
I
flu
mean,
shots.
Or at least let them be out there for a while. Like, at least let's see the numbers first.
Yeah.
Which is not a ridiculous thing to want. It's not ridiculous to just want to see a little statistic first. Before I start pumping it in my body.
I know you and statistics. You love statistics.
I do. The
numbers, the percentages.
best thing he said about that or in that little talk, was literally the funniest thing I've ever heard, is whenever you deliver a vaccine, basically get a shot.
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to stick the needle in, and then once you get in there, you pull back a little on the plunger. And the reason why is you pulling back to see if any blood gets in the needle or whatever. Because if it does, that means you hit a vein.
Okay.
And you're not supposed to hit a vein. It's not supposed to go directly into your blood system. It's supposed to go into your actual, like the tissue, your body tissue. And so if you pull back and blood comes, then you're supposed to stick it in a little further to push past the vein and stick it into your body. And what it's called is needle aspiration. And so literally mandated, whenever they delivered the COVID vaccine, that process of pushing it back in further into your body hurts more. They're like, don't do that because we don't want people to have vaccine hesitancy because it hurts.
So even if there is blood in there, just go ahead and put it in?
Yes. And the reason why that's bad is because when you inject the vaccine straight into your blood system, you're putting a bunch of fluid straight into your vein.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and that can do all kinds of damage. Your body's not supposed to receive a vaccine that heavy. But they're like,
you can turn into the Hulk immediately.
Yeah, but they're like, don't do it because it'll hurt people. And maybe they'll tell their friends that this vaccine hurt, and then they'll have vaccine hesitancy. I was like, I give up, dude. I give up. That's literally the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's like known scientifically to be a bad practice. And they're like, don't do it because it might hurt. And that's how I'm feeling, dude. Hope you guys had a good weekend.
I just know we're gonna get like watermarked with the vaccine thing. It's like, make sure to contact CDC. We're gonna get that.
Let me look straight into the camera.
Go for it.
I believe the vaccine is safe and effective.
We here are all pro-vaccine.
YouTube, if you're listening, the vaccine is the best thing that ever happened.
Yep,
And
we
I'm
love
glad
it.
that it. You know what, dude? You can look at the statistics. It halted COVID in its tracks. Nothing got past it. After 17 boosters, nothing got past it.
Not even. I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, we love the vaccine. Shane worked at 16. He worked at a legal age.
I never worked before 16.
Never worked before 16, and what was that? Oh yeah, March. What's the date?
3rd.
March
See you
3rd.
March
We're
3rd,
definitely not going to be raiding the
the
Capitol.
honkies. Oh, also, if you want to pull up in a honkies t-shirt
We
for
have
March,
we have
March 3rd,
merch.
because some people in the crowd are going to be eliminated. No, I'm just kidding. But if you have a shirt on, you won't be one of those people.
Yeah.
No,
The only thing that will stop COVID in its tracks is the vaccine and this shirt.
And this shirt, dude, if you buy an Honest Honkies t-shirt, you will never get sick again. Swear.
Oh yeah,
It's comfort colors.
I mean, look, he got it yesterday in the mail, and he hasn't gotten sick yet.
It's true. Proven.
The facts are, the stats are in.
Statistics are in.
The stats are in. All right, I have to pee like a racehorse. Let's end this thing.
Honks out, dude.
Honks out. Love you guys.